Death is a concept that has haunted humanity since the dawn of time. We perceive it as the final curtain, the ultimate end, an inescapable fate that befalls every living being. However, what if death is not the terminal event we think it is? What if it is merely an illusion created by our limited perception of reality? Enter Robert Lanza, an American scientist whose revolutionary ideas are challenging the very foundation of our understanding of life and death. Before we start the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. You won't want to miss out on more deep dives into the mysteries of our existence. Let's unravel the theory that death might just be an illusion. Who is Robert Lanza? Robert Lanza is no ordinary scientist. With a career spanning the fields of biology, medicine, and theoretical physics, Lanza has established himself as a leading thinker in the scientific community. Time magazine named him one of the 100 most influential people in the world, and Prospect magazine included him in their list of the top 50 world thinkers. His scientific achievements are vast and groundbreaking. He was part of the team that cloned the world's first human embryo, successfully cloned an endangered species, and published the first ever reports of pluripotent stem cell use in humans. Lanza's contributions to science are not just limited to his laboratory work. He is also a prolific author and theorist. His work extends beyond the physical sciences, delving into the very nature of reality itself. This is where his theory of biocentrism comes into play, a theory that could change our understanding of life, death, and consciousness forever. Biocentrism. At the heart of Lanza's revolutionary ideas is the theory of biocentrism. This theory posits that life and consciousness are not mere byproducts of the physical universe, but rather fundamental components that shape and define reality itself. According to biocentrism, the universe is not an external, objective entity that exists independently of us. Instead, it is a construct that arises from the consciousness of living beings. In Lanza's view, space and time are not absolute entities, but tools created by our minds to organize the vast array of sensory information we receive. He suggests that what we perceive as reality is a mental construct, a framework that our consciousness uses to make sense of the world around us. This radical perspective turns the traditional understanding of the universe on its head, placing consciousness at the center of existence. The illusion of death. One of the most provocative implications of biocentrism is its take on the concept of death. Traditionally, death is viewed as the cessation of all biological functions, the point at which life ends and the body begins to decompose. However, Lanza challenges this notion by suggesting that death, as we perceive it, is an illusion, an artifact of our linear perception of time. According to Lanza, our experience of time is subjective and does not exist independently of our consciousness. Time, like space, is a construct that helps us navigate the world, but it is not an absolute feature of reality. In this framework, death is not a final, irreversible event, but a transition from one state of consciousness to another. Lanza argues that since consciousness is a fundamental property of the universe, it cannot be extinguished. Instead, when the body dies, consciousness continues to exist, possibly in another dimension or universe. This idea echoes certain philosophical and spiritual traditions, which have long held that consciousness survives death in some form. However, Lanza's theory is rooted in scientific principles rather than metaphysical beliefs. By applying the principles of quantum physics to the nature of consciousness, Lanza provides a scientific basis for the idea that death may not be the end of consciousness. Dreams and reality. Lanza's theory also has fascinating implications for our understanding of dreams. Most people consider dreams to be fleeting, ephemeral experiences that occur during sleep, disconnected from the real world. However, Lanza suggests that dreams may be more real than we think. If consciousness shapes reality, then the experiences we have in our dreams are as real as those we have in our waking lives. Lanza goes so far as to suggest that the distinction between dreams and reality is an artificial one, created by our minds to help us navigate different states of consciousness. In a dream, the laws of physics and the constraints of time and space often do not apply. We can fly, walk through walls, and experience events that defy logical explanation. Yet while we are dreaming, these experiences feel entirely real. Lanza argues that this is because they are real, just as real as the experiences we have when we are awake. In the biocentric view, both dreams and waking life are different expressions of consciousness, each valid in its own right. The science behind biocentrism. Lanza's biocentric theory is more than just philosophical. It's rooted in scientific principles, particularly quantum mechanics. Quantum mechanics, which explores the behavior of particles at the smallest scales, reveals that particles don't assume definite states until observed, a phenomenon known as the observer effect. This suggests consciousness plays a crucial role in shaping reality as observation impacts quantum events. In biocentrism, this implies the universe doesn't exist independently of our perception. Consciousness itself brings the universe into existence. Experiments like the double-slit experiment demonstrate that particles behave differently when observed, reinforcing this idea. Additionally, the nature of time in physics supports biocentrism. While we perceive time linearly, modern physics, through Einstein's theory of relativity, shows time is relative and can be influenced by factors like gravity and speed. In Lanza's view, time is a construct of consciousness, meaning our perception of time, and thus death, might not reflect reality's true nature. Consciousness as a fundamental property of the universe. One of the most profound implications of Lanza's theory is the idea that consciousness is not a product of the brain, but a fundamental property of the universe, much like gravity or electromagnetism. This challenges the traditional scientific view that consciousness arises from the complex interactions of neurons in the brain. Instead, Lanza suggests that the brain is a receiver or processor of consciousness, rather than its creator. This idea resonates with certain interpretations of quantum mechanics, which suggests that consciousness is integral to the fabric of reality. If consciousness is fundamental, then it cannot be destroyed, even when the body dies. This would mean that death is not the end of consciousness, but a transition to another state of existence. Implications for our understanding of life and death. If Lanza's biocentric theory is correct, it has profound implications for how we understand life, death, and the nature of reality. For one, it suggests that death is not something to be feared, as it is not the end of our existence, but a shift to another state of consciousness. This perspective could radically alter how we approach death, both personally and culturally. Moreover, Lanza's theory challenges the materialistic worldview that dominates much of modern science. If consciousness is fundamental, then the universe is not a cold, indifferent place, but a living, dynamic system shaped by the minds of those who inhabit it. This opens up new possibilities for understanding the nature of reality and our place within it. The future of biocentrism. Lanza's biocentric theory is still a relatively new concept, and it has sparked both interest and controversy within the scientific community. While some scientists have embraced his ideas as a bold new way of thinking about reality, others remain skeptical, questioning whether consciousness can truly be considered a fundamental property of the universe. Nevertheless, Lanza's work is part of a broader movement in science that is beginning to challenge the traditional boundaries between mind and matter. As our understanding of quantum mechanics, consciousness, and the nature of reality continues to evolve, biocentrism may play an increasingly important role in shaping the future of science and philosophy. Robert Lanza's biocentrism shifts the focus from the material to consciousness, urging us to rethink life, death, and reality. Whether his theory is proven or not, it opens new avenues for exploring existence's mysteries, suggesting that answers may lie not in the cosmos, but within our minds. Thanks for watching. If this video made you rethink reality, like, share, and subscribe for more thought-provoking content.